What up? It's your boy T-Bear her reaction. Today is Music Monday. So, recently though, I decided to get into a video. I'm trying to get the I got TJ right here as well too. Say hi to the people, hi people as well too. Trying to get it together. But yeah, what's the group name? That's by Dre. So I've been doing some video from Drop by Dre as of lately as well too. So as we know, how they broke down like what's draft class, the best draft class, whether it's the '84 draft class, like with the likes of Michael Jordan, Barkley, John Stockton, and many others, or the '96 draft class with Iverson, Marbury, Kobe, and many Steve Nash, many other, or the 2003 draft, whether it's LeBron, Wade, and Melo. But now we got to stand in the business with the hip hop. Now, I mean, more of the main ones is the '88, '89 era as well too, with a lot of big albums came on, as well as individuality in hip hop. '92 when boom bap was becoming a thing, as well as West Coast rap was getting a thing. '94 when the East Coast was trying to take it back, and many others. They had some more years as well too, like '96 as well too. '96, it was a great year as well too. But we're gonna get to '94 as we are celebrating 40. We're talking 30 years of some of the 30. We celebrate the 30, the 40, the 50, the 60, and the 20 years, and many others, many decades of songs that came out of them times as well too. And we are in 30 years of 30 years up. We're going to check out 30 years of that as well too, as we see if why would be '94 be the best year in music. Like I said, '94 is around the time the West Coast was dominated East Coast as well. East Coast, so East Coast had the boom bap as well too, but with the West Coast, the rise, the hype of the West Coast with the launch of Death Row Records and everything, it was time for the East Coast to take it back. We always get on the verge of that with the Wu-Tang Clan. Then we had the likes of Nas, Big L, and members of the Wu-Tang going solo like Raekwon, and the rival of one of the most iconic hip hop artists of all time, Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G., and many other hip hop hits was going on in the '94, whether from the West Coast, East Coast, West Coast, as well as the South had something to say with Outkast. So without further ado, I'm gonna see what's going on with Lil Man quick, and we're gonna check out see if '96 was best year in music. Let's get it. Right, '94. All right, then. So let's get it.
1994 was one of the best years in music. We had some legendary debuts, classic albums. We saw the class of '88 pass the torch, and we had a fourth quarter for the ages. We're going to take a look at the artists and albums of '94 that made it such a memorable year.
Hold on, I gotta check some. I thought my baby called. Anyway, let's get it.
The run of '94 began in March with the release of Gang Starr's fourth album, Hard to Earn. Highlights of the album include Blick and one of my favorites by Gang Starr, Mass Appeal. The beat for Mass Appeal is insane as DJ Premier is best. '94 was a huge year for DJ Premier. He was at the helm for production on some of the biggest albums and songs of the year. His work in '94 alone shows why he's one of the greatest producers of all time. The next big album will come on April 19th, when Nas released his debut classic, Illmatic. Album highlights will include Halftime, It Ain't Hard to Tell, and one of my favorites, Life's featuring AZ. It will go on to go 2 times platinum in the US and gold in the UK and Canada. Spin Magazine will include Illmatic on its top 100 albums of the last 20 years. MTV would list it on its greatest rap albums of all time. Rolling Stone would include it on its list of 500 greatest albums of all time, and also on its list of essential recordings of the '90s. At the '95 Source Awards, Andre 3000 said the South has something to say. And in '94, they said a lot with the release of Outkast's debut classic album, Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music. Released just a week after Illmatic, the album managed to go platinum behind powerful singles like Players Ball, Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music, and Get Up and Get Out. It reached number 2 on the top R&B and rap albums, and number 20 on the Billboard 200. Southern Legends 8-Ball and MGG released their album On the Outside Looking In. I love this album. It's great. It has songs like No Mercy, No Sell Out, and Lay It Down. It reached number 11 on the Billboard Top R&B charts and number 106 on the Billboard 200. In May, we also got the release of Heavy D and the Boys' album, Nothing But Love.
Yup.
It was their final group album and unfortunately their most successful album. It features songs like Black Coffee and Nothing But Love. It reached number 1 on the top R&B and hip-hop albums and number 11 on the Billboard 200. The Beastie Boys returned with their album Ill Communications. It included songs like Get It Together, Bobo on the Corner, and one of my favorites, Sabotage. The album reached 3 times platinum in the US and Canada and gold in the UK. It reached number 2 on the top R&B and hip-hop albums and number 1 on the Billboard 200. The West Coast was ready for its time to shine, and that came in June with the release of Warren G's acclaimed album, Regulate, G-Funk Era. It was powered by songs like This DJ, This Is the Shack, and Regulate. It would go on to go 3 times platinum in the US and gold in Canada and France. On June 21st, we were introduced to a game-changing group when Legends.
That was. I ain't know it was 94. I ain't know. I thought it was 95. That they released the EP. But then again, the Easy Pass by then, so I didn't think about that.
Creeping on the come up. They'd use tongue twisting and harmonizing in their raps like no one ever did before. Powered by songs like Thuggish Ruggish Bone and Money, the album would go on to reach 4 times platinum and reach number 12 on the Billboard 200 and number 2 on the top R&B and hip-hop albums. On June 28th, we'd have 2 huge solo debuts. First, we'd have Ghetto Boys member Big Mike releasing his debut with Something Serious.
Yep.
The album would include hit songs World of Mine and Having Things that was featuring.
For folks who didn't follow Ghetto Boys heavy, at one point Willie D left and Big Mike took his place at one point. So yeah, that's why they saying that as he's a member of Ghetto Boys. He was. That's how he got his debut as a member of Ghetto Boys and everything. So yeah.
It reached number 4 on the top R&B and hip hop albums and number 40 on the Billboard 200. We also got the release of the Brat's highly anticipated debut album, Funkdafied. It included hit song Funkdafied and my favorite by her, Give It To Me.
Wipe this off. I gotta wipe it off. We get
the album went platinum.
I gave it to you a minute. I gotta wipe it off.
Hip hop charts and number 11 on the Billboard 200. July was a month dominated by the West Coast. It began with the release of veteran MC's Above the Law's album, Uncle Sam's Curse. I love this album. It had great songs on it like California and my favorite by them, Black Superman. The album reached number 15 on the top R&B albums and number 113 on the Billboard 200. The following week, we got the release of 2 great West Coast albums. The first being Coolio's Taste Thief.
Yep.
It was powered by songs like County Line, You Know Who, and my favorite by him, Fantastic Voyage. The album went platinum, reached number 5 on the top R&B and hip-hop albums, and number 8 on the Billboard 200. We also got the release of MC8's solo debut, We Come Strapped.
Yep.
I loved everything about this album from start to finish. It had great songs.
His first album after Compton's Most Wanted.
Nothing But the Gangster, that featured Redman and Spice One, and my favorite song by him, All for the Money. The album went gold, reached number 1 on the top R&B and hip-hop albums, and number 5 on the Billboard 200. On August 30th, we got UGK's sophomore release, Super Tight. This is my favorite album by UGK. I love it from beginning to end. It has great songs on it like Front, Back, Side to Side, 3/16, The Return. I think you can just let it ride from beginning to end.
Yeah.
The album reached number 9 on the top R&B and hip hop albums and number 95 on the Billboard 200. In '94, we also got releases from a lot of the vets from the great year of '88. Some that put out albums were MC Hammer,
Yup.
Slick Rick,
Yep,
the
Bomb Bars.
UMCs,
Oh yeah, they did. Oh, I didn't know that
Rock
second.
Face, and DJ Easy Rock.
Oh, they had Joint 94.
They all
That I
had
know.
moderate success. The only ones that still stood their ground at that time were Public Enemy.
Mm-hmm.
They released the album Music and Our Message.
Yep.
It went gold, reached number 4 on the top R&B and hip hop albums, and number 14 on the Billboard 200. The fourth quarter started out with a bang, with the release of the Notorious B.I.G.'s debut album, Ready to Die. This album was a monster from beginning to end. It had great songs on it like The What, The Warning, Big Papa, and so on and so on. You pretty much let this one ride as well.
Definitely.
Went 6 times platinum in the US, platinum in the UK, gold in Denmark. It reached number 3 on the top R&B and hip hop albums, and number 15 on the Billboard 200. The following week, we got 2 more huge debuts. We first got Big's label-mate Craig Mack's debut
Big Mac.
album,
Project Funk, but insane. The label's Big Mac.
It included hit songs Get Down and Flavor in Your Ear.
Hold
The
up.
album went gold, reached number 6
That's
on the
something
top
to say.
R&B and hip hop albums, and number 21 on the Billboard 200. We also got the release of Def Squad member Keith Murray's debut album, The Most Beautifulest Thing in the World.
Just like that.
The album included hit songs The Most Beautifulest Thing in the World and my favorite by him, Get Lifted. It went on to go gold, reached number 5 on the top R&B and hip hop albums, and number 34 on the Billboard 200. On October 4th, we got Common's album Resurrection. It was critically acclaimed. It had great songs on it like Resurrection and one of my favorites, I Used to Love Her. On I Used to Love Her, it sounds like a love song to a girl, but it's actually about hip hop. It's a dope song that actually sparked a beef with the West Side Connection, but also earned Common a level of respect that only the best MCs get. On October 11th, Tupac will release his group Thug Life's debut album, Thug Life Volume 1. The album would include hit songs like Pour Out a Little Liquor, How Long Will You Mourn Me, and my favorite off of there, Straight Ballin'. The album will go on to go gold, reach number 6 on the top R&B and hip hop albums, and number 42 on the Billboard 200. The following week was huge for '94. We had stellar releases from JT the Bigger Figure, The Coop, Twista, and Diggable Planets. But then we had 2 monsters drop as well. The first was the soundtrack for Murder Was the Case. It included hit songs like Natural Born Killers and Murder Was the Case. It went 2 times platinum in the US,
that's what that came from
Canada,
originally.
and it reached number 1 on both the top R&B and hip hop albums and the Billboard 200. And also we got the release of Scarface's acclaimed album, The Diary. It had hit songs like Jesse James, Hand of the Dead Body, that featured Ice Cube, and I Seen a Man Die. The album went platinum, reached number 2 on the Billboard 200 and the top R&B and hip hop albums. The album received the perfect rating from Double XL and The Source. It's also widely considered to be Scarface's best album.
Oh, and Ice Cube was album too,
On November 15th, we got the solo debut from Method Man. He released this album to Cal. It included
I'm completely wrong. Raekwon released this in '95. I was wrong about that one. My fault. I'm trying to remember who released in '94 was Method Man. Yep.
Release Your Death and You're All I Need. The album went platinum in the US and Canada and gold in UK. It went number 1 on the top R&B and hip hop albums and number 4 on the Billboard 200. The following week was another huge one for '94. We had the release of Slick Rick's album, Behind Bars. It included the hit song Sitting in My Car. But this album was overshadowed by bigger albums. Ice Cube released his album Bootlegs and B-Sides. It included the hit songs You Know How We Do It and Check Yourself.
Although,
the album went gold,
Lil Jackson
reached number 5 on the R&B and hip hop albums, and number 19 on the Billboard 200. We also had another West Coast heavy hitter release when Spice One released his third album, America's Nightmare. It included songs like Face of a Desperate Man, Hard to Kill featuring Method Man, and Jealous Got Me Strapped featuring Tupac. The album also went gold. It reached number 1 on the R&B and hip hop albums and number 22 on the Billboard 200. The final huge release of November 22nd and of 94.
Redman, there's the Dark Side.
This album also went gold. It was powered by songs like Cosmic Slop featuring Eric Sermon and Keith Murray, Rockefeller, and one of my favorite songs by Redman, Can't Wait. It reached number 1 on the top R&B and hip hop albums and number 13 on the Billboard 200. I didn't realize how loaded 1994 was until I did my research for this video.
Main green.
I'm familiar with all the artists and the music that came out around that time, but over the years, everything gets kind of jumbled.
Yeah,
I thought some of this came out earlier.
So yeah, they released one with 96 too.
Turns out 94 right now looks like it may be the best year. We're going to continue and compare other years and see if we can come up with the best year in hip hop.
So yeah, this was definitely some good albums that year as well too. Many good albums as well too, but some other years had some great albums. Yeah. So other than that, do you think 94 was the best year, or 88, or any other year you think is better? So next time we're going to probably next one. Let me see. Drake. That's what Drake. We'll let you know next time. But other than that, if you let me reaction, like, share, subscribe to the show, and I'm gonna get ready to take care of this little fussy fuss. It's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.